I sometimes probably feel too much, see too much, hear too much. That is not so usual.
But because of you, I saw the angel.
Hmm?
Because of you, I saw the angel.
Yeah, but it's not a typical image of an angel
Mm-mm.
that the society knows. I think the world is really, really, really magic, and that we lost to see the magic in life, and it is because the society took that out of us and it's built it since the beginning in the school system. You know, to be everyone same as the other ones, because the people are not observing more the personality, but generalizing everyone in the school, because they sometimes one children is better in mathematics and the other one is better in sport. Does it matter that, does it mean that one is better than the other?
Absolutely not.
So, and that is what is destroying our society, because we think that we have to be equal to each other, and through that thought pattern that we get inside of the school, we are comparing us. But if we would see everyone as a own individual, we don't would compare us anymore, because we can't compare something that is not comparable.
What is unique?
Absolutely. Even if I see a tree out there, it's not the same as the other one. It's still a tree, but don't mean that it's more beautiful or more ugly. I think at the end it's just a perspective. And many people say always, perfection didn't exist. I think perfection exists and everything is perfect. It's just depends on the perspective. You know, if you can say, hey, a cup is half full, you also can say the cup is half empty. It's the same.
Absolutely.
It's the same with perfection. If you see the world as perfect, then you just will be confronted with perfection. And
Just the perspectives, how we see the world.
absolutely, it's just a perspective. And then getting back to magic, it's if you are comparing everything, you lose the real magic of life, because then you are not open for the spark of God, of the universe, of whatever you want to call it. And at the end, it's divine. You are divine. Every one of us is divine. The creator, the universe, the universe makes us so special, and we lost that because at the end we are all the universe. It's a verse,
It's
you
true.
know, and I would love to see the human could see again that what they truly are, a spark of magic, a creation of magic. We are made out of stardust, and we are unique, and like fire, you know, fire, it's still burning but never maintain the same image, never will be the same
Mm-mm.
fire as before, but it's still fire. And I would love to see the conscious in the humanity growing higher and higher and higher, and I see that already. I see that really, but the shift needs to be much more stronger, and I want to be a part of that shift that helps other ones to shift in conscious and mentality and in general the whole being. You know, we are so stuck with that mask that was put in us. I spoke last time with someone about the masks, and there is a film I think from the 90s with Jim Carrey. that called the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny is, when he don't use the mask, he is, I don't know the name, but he is the guy who works in the 9 to 5, the usual common guy. But when he put the mask, he's the spark. He is crazy, he's funny, he's creative, he's everything. He is, like, to be honest, his true version
Mm-hmm.
from my perspective. It's we in the I think in the film they are switching the perspectives of the of the person, because if we take off the masks, then we get the mask. So means we are then the crazy, exciting, creative person. And the funny is that film also shows us the magic, because he'd take out of his hut the hammer, the car, and I don't know what. And I see that also in our reality. I think that this matrix is limiting us because we are limiting ourselves. But there we come back again. It is the school system, and we are running a system in our mind that is not functioning anymore. If we really pay attention to the quantum physics and see what is capable, then we see also that is magic. I think, and that I always say, spirituality is just spirituality for people who can't explain quantum physics. But why? And I get goosebumps when I say that. Why so many scientists, when they start to study the science like quantum physics, why all of them starts to get spiritual? It's because they understand there is something that is ruling that energy, that that matrix here. And I think, and I don't want to go too much in that conspiracy theory, but I'm really into history. And when we dive into that situation of history, then we see that there are, call it secret society, call it families, call it however you want. They are misleading our generations since more than one generation, since generations, in a direction that is more working in the sense of capitalism. I don't think that capitalism is something wrong, but that is a system that is parasitic, so means it is sucking the life energy out of the human and not serving the human but serving a system that is interesting. If you got into gnostics, that is sucking the lush, the soul power, the life force out of the human, using him as a battery. And the person is so into that, I to what I have instead of who I am. We put the value in things that don't have any meaning. That is so futile, so pakat, so nothing. And how many people put them out there and put the value of her personality through cars, through houses, through objects, but when they are alone in their bed with the pillow, they cry tears and don't understand why. Because from my perspective, they are so fucking poor inside that they think that the money that they have on the conto, on the bank account, is more value than your own value. I spoke yesterday with a brother.
Do you want to do a podcast or because it's already 12 minutes?
Sorry?
It's already 12 minutes. You want to
Really?
put and record a podcast here?
You know, I think it's important. Because that what I say
Of course.
is not like At least for me, and probably some people out there see that different than me. But that what I say will resonate exactly with the souls or with the person that know there is something more out there than just that trivials, that limited lives. How many people are depressed, have burnouts, are in a situation in their life where they can't live anymore in that life, unhappy in the relationship, unhappy in the business, unhappy with the whole life. And what I always say to the persons with who I work is the soul get tired of the mask because we are not our authentic version. But when we start to get our authentic version, then again it starts to get the spark to be magic to life. But if we still use the masks, then our soul will crave for a deep rest. And I think at the end, if we use the mask too long, we get depressed. That's the easiest thing to understand it. When we don't move, don't react, don't are aligned with our values, or I think it's not our values, it's the values of our higher self, because how Eckhart Tolle also say, we are just the observer who is looking what that character with who I identified myself, in my case Ginger. But am I really Ginger? I could be also a Hussein from the Emirates. I could be a Leaf from China. It just depends where I'm born. And what is that? At the end is a mask that the society, my family, whoever else is putting on me. And if I use that mask too long, because I think that is my true mask, then I get tired. But when I take off that layers, like an onion, putting down the masks and see more and more who I really am, then maybe every one of us, or some of us, remember who we really are. Then we are more than our physical body. In beige.